welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway qualifying underway for the Arc Music Xfinity Series, part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Check them all out at dgsracing.com. DG up in the booth with my friend Hayden Lowell. Hayden, what are we going to see here today at Las Vegas?
Oh, we're going to see a lot of Las Vegas-themed puns tonight. We're going to see a lot of multi-group racing. We're going to see tire fall-off. We're going to see comers and goers. It's going to be a fun one.
I also paused when you said that.
Thank you. Just got to keep everyone on their toes.
We got 4 minutes to go in qualifying. Drivers get 2 laps to set their quickest time to set the starting lineup for tonight's race. How many laps are we looking at tonight, Hayden?
We're looking at 125 scheduled laps tonight. With 30 to 35, some say maybe up to 40 laps on fuel. You're looking at least 2 stops, potentially a third if cautions fall the right way. And it's currently about 5 o'clock in sim, so we might see this race end at the golden hour as well. As changing track conditions will cause drivers to move around and look for grip.
And while we watch drivers put in their first laps, Quinn Newton's the top of the charts. The most important question, how many sets of tires do the drivers get tonight?
It looks like drivers get 5 total sets of tires, so that'll be the set they start on and 4 additional tire sets in the pits.
19 just about lost it there. Holy cow. Ashton Tackwell in the 19 all over the place.
With 2 minutes left in qualifying, Brad Wilson currently on provisional pole with a 30.144. Then it's Parker, Wolfenbarger, Bryant, and Hoitzmeyer top 5. Lucas Hoitzmeyer.
All of those have completed both laps, as has Travis Martin 6th, Trenton Sneed 7th, Cody Cleaver 8th, Carson Bechtel 9th, and Quinn Newton 10th. Gatlin Downey, Daniel Lawal, and Zach Martinson have also completed their runs. Grant Harrell is bright yellow 22. He goes up into the 6th spot in his Temu.com version of Joey Logano's car. Cody Cleaver in the 10th spot. Bill Rivard, first lap goes to 10th. We've seen a lot of these second laps be quicker, so we'll see if Rivard can inch up the leaderboard a little more in this 10 machine. Also out on track is Trevor Trago and Thomas Dilg, Andrew Beach, and Mike Edwards all on their second lap. We'll see if Rivard can pick up. He gets way out of shape, and that's going to not be the ticket. Jump in on Trevor Trago. He moves up to 13th. Mike Edwards goes to 14th. Not a lot of other movement. Cody Brown just now getting out in there in that Wheelin 10/10 Chevrolet. Also out for qual, Kenneth Stout and Blake Giglio. Blake, of course, has an EOL to start this race after being penalized last week for an incident. It gave him too many license points. He will have to go to the tail of the field to start this one. Watching Cody Brown come around to complete his first lap. Should have enough time to get both laps in. Sets it at a 30.58, goes to 23rd. Kenneth Stout across the line, he'll go to 23rd. Blake Giglio 22nd. Top 21 cars have all completed their time and off the track, except for Trenton, who's just sitting on the track. So Blake, Kenneth, and Cody, 22nd, 23rd, and 25th, still have the opportunity to move up.
Giglio goes to 6th on his second lap.
So everyone on the outside row is going to move up when his car goes to the tail of the field. Kenneth Stout moves up to 19th. Cody Brown does not improve. He'll stay 25th. Cliff Mullins getting extra practice in out there. He's already completed his laps down in 26th. Andrew Beach getting some extra practice, as is Ashton Tackwell. 36 cars here tonight. 38 is the max you can start in an Xfinity race, so everyone's going to make the field tonight. 6 for Grant. A lot better than his Daytona run, yes. He's now 7th with the Giglio machine jumping over him. But unfortunately, it means he will start 7th because Giglio's on the outside line. Giglio will move 8th place up to 6th as he gets sent to the tail of the field with his penalty. 36 cars here. Most of them attempted a qualifying lap. 29 of them did, so only 7 did not get out on the track. Brad Wilson is your pole sitter, and we're going to have to blitz through the starting lineup. This is going to be fun. You ready? That's the schedule. Didn't want to do that one. Yeah, it's going to be cray. Hopefully everybody gets out there quickly and helps us out a little bit.
Absolutely not. The first row on the grid is row 3.
This has made it out there. Slowly making progress. Waiting on the Shenandoah Shine guys to get their crap together. 3 of them missing in the top 4 right now. There's Wolfenbarger.
Of course they are.
Still no Bryant, still no Wilson. Don't they know we gotta hurry through this lineup?
No, they don't, apparently. How inconsiderate of them.
God, it's like they don't care.
And I will continue to be the last car to grade even when I am driving.
And nobody cares about the broadcasters anymore. Come on, Brad, get on track. Shaking back, Trenton. Hello, Mama Sneed. Hello, Christy. Welcome on in. Trying to do our starting lineup, but, you know, Bradley Wilson, fast on track, slow getting onto track.
If you could just get on track, that would be very appreciative. That'd be a great thing.
Very great thing. Grant Harrell also a bit of a slacker, along with Trevor Trago and Quentin Newton.
Just there we go, and Brad Wilson has.
All right, let's start the starting lineup presented by our friends at Labor 12. The pole sitter tonight is Brad Wilson in the number 51 Shenandoah Shine Mustang alongside Wes Parker in the 75 Toyota. Garrett Wolfenbarger starts second in the 32 Shenandoah Shine Chevy. Brantley Bryant in the Shenandoah Shine Toyota starts in fourth. Lucas Weitzman the Sunny D Ford in fifth. Blake Giglio Valvoline Ford in sixth. Grant Harrell in his Pennzoil Ford starts in the seventh spot. Travis Martin in the Ghostman Ford starts eighth. Trenton Steed in the Trayon Technology Chevrolet starts ninth. And Justin Sipes in the High Rock Vodka Chevy in 10th.
Starting 11th is the Fort Worth machine of Bill Levard, and to his outside, another Fort Worth machine of Michael Edwards, number 14. 13th is the number 2 Kubota Chevrolet of Cody Cleaver. To his outside, the 59 Wanted Goons machine of Carson Bechtel. Then we have the 91 of Trevor Trago and the 44 of Corey Deal. Starting 17th, the 5 of Quinn Newton. 18th, the 05 of Gatlin Downey. Starting 19th is the 29 Ford Mustang of Kenneth Stout, and on his outside, the 79 of Dave Hoytsma.
21st is Daniel Llewellyn in the Labor 12 Chevrolet. Matt Benke in the Victoria's Secret Chevy starts 22nd. Zach Martinson in the Easton Chevrolet starts 23rd. Jay Munch in the Arc.io Toyota in 24th. Cody Brown in the Wheelan Chevy 25th. Cliff Mullins in the AC Racing Graphics Chevy 26th. Andrew Beach the Sidepipe Chevy 27th. Thomas Dilg in the Wanted Goon Chevrolet in 28th. Ashton Tackwell in the Black 19 starts in 29th. Tyler Merritt not showing up at the moment. He would have started in 30th.
Actually, starting 30th will be the 95 MS machine of Jeremy Clapper Newell. 31st, the 9 of JR Deal, the Cave City Roleplay Toyota Supra. 32nd, Jake Lawrence, who looks like he's going to start from the pit lane. 33rd, the Deadpool Chevrolet Camaro of Scott Elston. 34th, Bud Chevrolet Camaro of William Ashburn in the 83. And rounding out our field is the 1 machine in 36th of Ian Montrose. Worth noting is the 16 machine of Blake Giglio does have to drop to the rear to start this race.
Does and has. As we get ready to start this one, pace car is about to head on off. Thanks Labor 12 for the awesome starting lineup music. And here we go, 125 laps from Sin City, Las Vegas. Brad Wilson, Wes Parker get the green flag, and we head off to turn number 1 in style. Gotta love being in Las Vegas, don't you?
Las Vegas is such a fun racetrack. The bumps down here in turn 1 add a lot of character, and that's why you see that 51 machine kind of up the racetrack just a little bit, trying to avoid those.
Top part of the field gets away nice and clean. Looks like everyone makes it through turns 1 and 2. Good start here so far.
Still side by side for that top position through turn 4 for the first time. Wilson on the bottom, going to clear the 75 of Wesley Parker and lead lap number 1.
Wilson leads lap number 1. The battle for third also hotly contested. Lucas Weissman is going to clear back to 5th, and now the Grant Harrell machine and Travis Martin, the Ghost Man, up top. Battle side by side for the 6th spot.
You see all of these cars kind of fighting for track position at the moment, while the top can carry some speed, especially through 1 and 2. The bottom is way easier on those tires. You'll see guys like Blake Giglio, Lucas Hoytsma, Wesley Parker, Brad Wilson, all glued to the bottom of the racetrack to save their tires.
Say that as Lucas Hoytsma looks inside the 52 of Brantley Bryant, trying to keep that Sunny D forward to the bottom and make positions as he does so.
Really just trying to get positioning so that even if he can't complete the pass, he's putting the 52 on a suboptimal part of the racetrack and making him use more tire than he wants.
Wes Parker all over the back of Brad Wilson, not letting him get away out front. Parker keeping that pressure on. Seems content to ride right behind him, but not let him get away.
I'd be concerned if I'm Wes Parker running right behind him for too long. That update iRacing rolled out a handful of months ago now. Dirty air can wear some tires here, especially being in that hot air behind of another car. Might not want to stay there for too long. And we've got a caution.
First caution of the race. Let's see who's involved here.
Saw the 19 of Ashton Tackwell apologize for something.
See if we can track down what happened with the 19. There's Blake Giglio. Gets up the hill into Matt Benke. The Victoria's Secret Chevrolet gets turned sideways and disappears into the abyss. Broadcaster limitations. We can only have 30 cars drawn at the moment, so this car will get yeeted into the end of the atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah, the 19 just up the hill slightly into the 35, and maybe spooked by Blake going 3 wide to the bottom, but plenty of room and just washed up.
We officially have 33 cars starting this race, and 29 of them can be drawn, so unfortunately 4 of them will disappear randomly. Just the limitations of what we got.
Alright, so the strategy play starts now. With our fuel window, there's a chance if you pit here, you can cut out a pit stop.
If you can go 40, yeah. That is very true.
So you'll see, yep, here comes some guys to top off.
Wilson fakes it. Parker's going. Everyone else go back with Wilson. Parker is very lonely right now.
I don't hate this move from Parker, though. If we do go green, and now you see some guys behind him start to...
Mike Edwards in 11th was the next one to come down. Then you have Trevor Trago 17th, and then a lot of the guys behind him all coming down.
If you're at the back of the pack, what do you have to lose? Come down, top off. If it goes green, you might be able to make one last pit stop.
Doesn't hurt to try. Wilson way down on the flat, trying to cool his tires on the part of the surface the cars don't use. Yes, that works, even when it's not on grass.
Not as pronounced, but and now you see all the other Shenandoah Shine cars.
Yep.
Join them.
There's no rule against it, so why not? There is a rule not to go in grass, but there's no rule about going into the parts of the racetrack that aren't used as much.
If it's paved, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. We may have to make a rule because it looks really ridiculous, but
it does kind of look really ridiculous. But through 3 and 4, they're doubling down on it. So.
Yep. I mean, I've done it because it's not in the rule book.
Exactly.
Why not?
I hope someone keeps a puns tab going in chat.
Pun counter. Shenandoah Shine 1, 2, 3. Hoytsman then 4th. Then Grant Hurrell, Travis Martin, Justin Sipes, Bill Rivard, Cody Cleaver, and Trenton Sneed. Top 10. Gatlin Downey rides 11th. Carson Bechtel is 12th. Corey Deal in 13th. And Quinn Newton rides 14th. Cody Brown in 15th. Thomas Dilg 16th. Blake Giglio up to 17th from his tail end of the field starting spot. Kenneth Stout is 18th. Dave Hoytsman 19th. And Cliff Mullins is 20th. J Munch 21st. J.R. Deal 22nd. Zach Marterson 23rd, Scott Elson 24th, Daniel Llewellyn 25th, and you have Wes Parker in 26th, and now Michael Edwards goes around him, as does Ashton Tackwell. So Parker must have gotten a speeding penalty as he continues to drop back. Matt Benke's going to go around him, and Wes Parker is going to be sitting 29th. Ouch. Not a good time for that.
No, just an unforced error.
There's Beach coming back off the pit lane. He topped off the tank.
I don't hate that either.
Clapper Newell's also topped off the tank and heading back out in the 95. Trevor Trago and Will Asherbrenner. So everyone's still running, all 33 cars on the lead lap. Pace car, oh my gosh. Did you see the pace car launch when I went back to it?
Pace car, not quite sure what to do with itself.
That was entertaining.
I believe we're going to get 1 to green when we come across the line. You'll start to see games being played here, because will Brad Wilson pick maybe the slightly preferred top lane, or will he just go to the bottom and stick with his tires, even though he's got a teammate with him?
I think he'll go down with his teammate. I think he'll take the bottom side to help the 52 launch. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a bit of bad blood between the Shenandoah Shine cars and the low drag team, so I don't see them trying any sort of way to help Lucas Weitzman.
Yeah, Monday, the 32 and the 97 got into it on the closing lap in our ARCA Wild Horse ARCA series at Kansas. You'll have to go back and watch that after this if you're not.
What is happening right now?
Now we're 3 wide for some reason, and we're during our teammates. Okay, I'm not quite sure what's happening here.
You're goofing off, having a good time.
Yeah, you know what? Good for them. I'm glad they can enjoy themselves. When we go green here, it's going to be quite interesting because we're going to have guys, specifically Blake Giglio, that is going to want track positioning. He's going to try to make moves to get it, and you're going to see guys that are like Cody Cleaver that totally content to ride and save their tires. But this is a night where what happens in Vegas can get you to the playoffs, so a win will still mean a lot.
Calm down, Austin Dillon. God. Wilson and Wolfenbarger, your front row. Bryant, Hoitzman, row 2. Harrell Martin, row number 3. As we get set for the restart here in Las Vegas, the pace car gets the hell out of our way, and we're going back racing.
Field in the hands of Brad Wilson. He's going to get a great restart over the top lane. That's going to box in Lucas Hoitzman. Bottom 2 cars clear of the 32 Wolfenbarger before we even get to turn 1.
Did I call it or did I call it?
You absolutely called it.
Grant Harrell's going to try to take over 4th here.
Michael Edwards says he's going to be taking that car to the pit lane this time by. Not sure if that's a penalty or just a choice.
Tim, it could be either.
Oh, report from the 14 is it is indeed a penalty.
Wow. Mike Edwards picking up a penalty here early on. That'll drop him out of the top 30 and off the lead lap. Lucas
Hoitzman to the outside of Brantley Bryan out of turn number 2. He's going to push the 51 machine into turn number 3.
He really powered that outside line through 1 and 2 and propelled that Sunny D4 towards the front. He got past Wolfenbarger and Bryant.
I think that bad blood Lucas is just going to go up there and try to take it from him real quick.
Yeah, I think he's driving like the pissed off teenager and the tires be damned at the moment.
Yeah, Lucas typically will just kind of burn that first set, kind of get a benchmark, and then he'll go to calm and save his tire. But there he is. He's cleared a second.
Sunny D Ford on a mission. Now we have Ford taking over the top 2 spots, and the Toyota of Bryant, another Ford of Harrell, and then the Chevy of the 32 of Wolfenbarger.
Wilson slams the door out of turn number 4. Lucas going to look to the high side down the front straightaway. Can't quite get there. He's going to look to the bottom, and he's going to get to the inside of the 51. There he goes.
Edwards heading back out on track after serving his penalty. It was a 30-second hold, and he is actually 2 laps down now.
You hate to see that for the 14 machine. Wilson all the way into
the wall. That's too high. He comes down, scares the crap out of Grant Harrell. Harrell checks out, and Hoitzman disappears as a result. Gets a nice 0.3 of a second gap, which is a lot at Vegas. I believe Sipes may have just brushed the wall.
He did going into turn number 1. And you see those Shenandoah and Shine cars, they're slowly fading back.
Wonder if that's something of trying to save tire or if they already burned them up too much.
I can't quite get a read on that team, so I'm not quite sure. But here comes Harrell, not letting Lucas get away at all.
Running back down. Took 0.2 off his lead that lap.
I think now that Lucas is in clean air, he's gone into that tire conservation mode, and the 22 wants a bonus point for leading a lap here.
Justin Sipes, meanwhile, has made his way up to the 4th spot. So the 00 moving forward in that High Rock Vodka machine. Bill Rivard sitting in 5th. Both have cleared the Shenandoah Shine cars of Bryant and Wolfenbarger.
And he's going to look to the outside of... Rivard's looking to the outside of Sipes. Sipes kind of closes the door on that one.
Gatlin Downey now up into the top 10. He's working on Garrett Wolfenbarger for 7th.
And here's Harrell, the outside of Hoitzman for the lead out of turn number 2.
Powers to the outside. I don't think Hoitzman will put up too much of a fight at this time.
Lucas said you can take the line that shreds more tire, and I'll save my tires here on the bottom.
That's going to be a lap led for Grant Harrell as we cross the line, complete lap 15. Bill Rivard, meanwhile, running down the Shenandoah Shine 51 of Brad Wilson. Justin Sipes going the wrong direction now, the 00. Had made his way up to 4th, fallen to 6th here in the last 2 laps. Gatlin Downey all the way up by the wall through 3 and 4. And here comes Mr. Ghostman, Travis Martin. At 63, Black and Purple Machines made his way to 9th. Trenton Sneed trying to hang on to the last spot in the top 10 as he battles Cody Cleaver for that honor.
Cleaver upstairs. Trenton glued to the bottom. Man, Cody got close to the wall exit at 2.
Yes, he did.
Here comes Corey Daly inside of Trenton Sneed.
Lucas not letting Grant Harrell get away. There's battles going on all over the place. Corey's going to complete the pass and move up to 11th. 3 purple cars in a row there.
There is a little hint of draft here at Las Vegas. You're carrying so much speed, especially through 1 and 2.
Hoisman back to the inside, looking to get the lead back from Grant Harrell. Harrell having none of it. Keeps on the throttle pedal, powers back around on the outside, and maintains the race lead.
And coming back into the picture is that 51 Shenandoah Shine machine of Brad Wilson, who kind of said, all right, you guys go up there, you burn your tires, and I'll come right back to you, and here he is.
Now we got Ford 1, 2, and 3, so a strong showing for the Blue Ovals right now as Wilson climbs up into that top 3 and rejoins the battle for the lead. Meanwhile, Hoytsma inside Grant Harrell. Harrell maybe burning up those tires a little bit more.
He gets that run off the top. Lucas with no momentum. The 51's going to go with the 22. And he's going to go all the way upstairs. Look 3 wide for the race lead. Harrell crowds Hoytsma. Hoytsma backs out of it. But here comes the 51. Huge run out of turn 4.
Gets to the outside, and he's going to go from 3rd to 1st. Brad Wilson showing off the moves there in that Shenandoah Shine 51 Ford Mustang. Grant Harrell settles in for 2nd. Bill Rivard trying to see if he learned a thing or two from that. He's going to look to the outside of the 97 of Lucas Hoytsma.
He also gets really close to that. Lucas is just getting freight train. There we go. He's finally going to get up and in line. Stop the bleeding.
Now Justin Sipes has rebounded. He was falling back to 6th and was in danger of losing that, but here he is up into 5th spot. Garrett Wolfenbarger right there behind him in 6th. A lot of action going on up here at the front. You love to see it.
Meanwhile, mid-pack, about 15th, 14th, you've got tons of side-by-side action. Here comes Blake Giglio. After starting in the rear, he's working on Quinn Newton for the 13th spot, and they are 2 by 2 by 2 in front of him.
Bill Rivard going for the 2nd spot right now. Gets to the inside of Grant Harrell. And number 10, Fort Worth Screen Toyota trying to move up to that 2nd spot and follow Brad Wilson. Rivard's the one that told us in pre-race he could go about 40 laps. He did not come down and top off the tank to start off. A little surprising he didn't.
If he thinks he can go 40 laps, maybe he decided that those extra caution laps got him a little bit of a buffer, and maybe he thinks he can make it.
It's like Grant Harrell burned up the tires a little bit in that 22. He's starting to slide backwards.
Here comes Wolfenbarger looking at the inside of him. I think this is going to be a fairly easy pass, and not quite clear. There we go. Now, Harrell blinked.
Yikes. What a time to blink, right, when you're trying to decide if you're clear or not on somebody.
That's one of the most terrifying feelings in iRacing, when you're trying to clear someone and they start blinking. You've got no clue where they are, and you're just at the mercy of netcode. Oh, 51 into the wall down the back.
Seemed to have slowed him down too much.
I wonder if it's one of those on our end things.
Apparently Bryant up the hill a little farther back at 7th.
Rivard into the wall out of turn 4.
He's tagged it a couple times. Hoyts was really putting the pressure on to get 2nd back from him.
And he's going to do it in turn 1.
Here comes the 32 of Bryant. I think he was
3 wide. Nearly.
3 wide behind this. 3 wide's back here. Here we go. Cody Cleaver right in the middle of it. Blake Giglio, Thomas Dill. I think it's 14 at Edwards, 81 Trenton Sneed. This group back outside the top 10 are going absolutely crazy.
It is a hornet's nest. And here's Michael Edwards 2 laps down, trying to get whatever track position he can. Currently, he's the first car laps down.
Jumping all over the place because there's action going on everywhere. Corey Deal through the middle around Carson Bechtel. Gatlin Downey gets into the outside wall. The 05 slow on that outside line. Everyone getting by to the inside. Nice move by him not to pull it hard left right into the field. It's a little
There's
touch.
Still 3 wide.
Little touch from the 53 of Dill because he goes through the middle. Mike Edwards is going, what the hell is going on?
Mikey's like, just don't, if you wreck, don't involve me.
Or do and put him out of his misery. One of the two.
The last thing he wants is to not be in it but get a 4X. That would void his lucky dog.
It looks like the entire top 10 now single file. Suddenly things get strung out. First car not single file is Trenton Steen, 15th.
As you say that, here goes Blake Giglio to the inside of the 59 of Carson Bechtel. 59 is going to get the run off the corner, but Blake Giglio, after starting again, 36th position, shotgun on the field with an EOL due to causing incidents, has worked his way up, and he's knocking on the door of the top 10, just 27 laps into this event.
And without causing more incidents, so good on him.
Good on you, Blake. Good job. Good job.
Give credit where it is due.
Blake Giglio, last week's winner. He and Michael Edwards are the two drivers that have won so far this season. Mike Edwards, of course, getting the win at Daytona to open up the season.
Wilson Hoytsma still your top two. Wolfenbarger third. Rivard fourth. Sipes fifth. I think Sipes and Wolfenbarger realized they were going too hard a little earlier on, and that's when you saw them start to slide backwards. And then all of a sudden, the last, 5 to 10 laps, you started to see a resurgence out of both of those cars. They were just biding the tires a little bit, I believe.
This is the part of the run where they're really going to start hardening. You can... The amount of grip this track has kind of masks the tire fall off for their first 10 to 12 laps. And once you start getting, especially to lap 20, they fall off of a cliff and guys will start falling, and that's exactly what you're seeing.
I believe Sipes just got Rivard in the back bumper just ever so slightly, turned that 10 car a little sideways, saw some smoke off those rear tires, so it wasn't nothing, but didn't get him out of shape, and they are carrying on, but Sipes will take over the spot, and Rivard will settle in for fifth.
Rivard actually not content to give that position up just yet.
He's
but
gonna,
I think the
though.
momentum from Sipes.
Yeah.
Momentum from Sipes off the top. Can't really compete with that.
Like, it's gonna be done and over, whether Bill wants it to or not. Blake Giglio now trying to make his way back into the top 10.
He's going to go 3 wide to the bottom of Corey Deal in the 22 of Grant. Sorry. This is a perfect example of the different lanes on this racetrack. You see Blake Giglio wrapping that white line. Corey Deal kind of goes to the middle, and the 22 of Grant ripping up next to the wall. They can all make speed. Just one's a little bit better on the tires.
I think Blake has just been very methodical on his march to the front. He has not been off that bottom that I have seen at all.
I think he was up by the wall on the restart just to clear the messes, but ever since then, yeah, like you said, he has been glued to that white line.
He works past Corey Deal into ninth and starts to set his sights on that 22, Grant Harrell. Corey trying to fight back on that outside line, but I do believe that'll be all for naught. Blake just...
I'll tell you what, though, Lucas Hoytsma, who we thought burned his stuff up, he's looking to the outside of the 51 for the race lead.
Mighty impressive as he closed in on our first set of green flag pit stops. Everyone from 17th on up has not stopped this entire race. They didn't stop on that first caution. Wes Parker and several guys behind him, back to Daniel Wall in 25th, all did stop, so they could go an extra handful of laps. We'll see if that plays a factor in this race.
I think you're really trying to get to lap 41 or 42 here to make yourself feel comfortable about a 2-stop race. If you can't quite get there, though, then you got to hope for a yellow.
They probably want to, if they can only go 40 laps, they're going to have to go farther than that. They're going to have to go to 45. They're going to have to get all 5 laps here.
This would be your best opportunity to do it with that caution that we got on lap 4.
Exactly. Hoyts was faded back a little bit. Wolfenbarger third, Sipes in fourth, and Bill Rivard fifth. Brantley Bryant sixth, Travis Martin seventh. Blake Giglio has gotten around Grant Harrell for the 8th spot. Then Grant, Carson Bechtel, Corey Deal, Cody Cleaver, Thomas Dill, Trenton Sneed, and Wes Parker is your top 15. Wes is the first car in the race that has pit under that caution. Remember, he pit out of second spot.
And that's doubly impressive because he had a penalty on that pit sequence too, so he came from the very back.
Correct. He's trying to show Blake Giglio he can do it too. West currently 15th, Cody Brown 16th, Quinn Newton 17th, Gatlin Downey 18th, Jay Munch is 19th, and rounding out your top 20, Jeremy Clapper-Newell. Cliff Mullins 21st, Andrew Beach 22nd, Dave Hoytsman is 23rd, Zach Martinson 24th. Yeah, Daniel Llewellyn 25th, Kenneth Stout 26th. He has not done Kenneth Kings yet this race, so I'm impressed. And you have Trevor Trago in 27th, Ashton Tackwell 28th, William Asherbranner 29th in that Bud machine. You have Matt Benke running 30th in the Victoria's Secrets car.
The Grant Harrell came to pit road and did not call it out.
Did he almost die?
That was so close. Lucas Hoytsma says he's going to come to pit road this time. 50 green flag pit stops. Here we go. Leader's coming in this time as well. Seems like almost everybody's coming down pit road this time.
Lap number 36. 32, Wolfenbarger stays out. Leaders hitting pit lane. Justin Sipes coming down. Blake Giglio stays out with Wolfenbarger. Looks like Carson Bechtel's going to stay out. Wes Parker probably going to stay out for several more laps. So a lot of drivers.
I don't even know if,
go ahead.
I don't even know if those drivers that pit are going to be able to make it to that 42 to 45 mark. And even if they do, we've seen it's 35. So it's going to be a 3-stop race. If Bill somehow can make this a 2-stop race.
Well, he's already on pit road, so.
Bill lied to us.
Probably.
Bradley and Lucas come off pit road the same way they came on it.
Wes continues on track. He's right behind Mike Edwards. Could use Mikey for a draft if he chose. Check in on Jay Munch, currently second, 2.5 seconds back. Everyone 15th on back has made a pit stop. It's like several others on pit lane, including Wolfenbarger, Giglio, Bechtel, and Sneed. Asherbranner coming to the pit lane. That'll be one more off the list that needs to stop. So the top 10 still need to hit the pit lane.
Oh, just in sideways, he saves it.
You yelled so loud, your voice cut out.
Martinson was up the track into Blake Giglio, and he got so sideways. I am surprised he saved that. That was a great save from the 88.
All right, all the cars still on track. Did pit on our first caution.
And Margison says, yeah, these tires are done now. We'll bring this thing to the pit lane.
Margison pitting out of the 9th spot. Here comes the 51 up one race leader, Wes Parker, trying to get himself unlapped. And will do so cleanly. Lucas Heusman, the 97, has 2 cars to go to get himself unlapped. Has to pass Mike Edwards first. See if anyone else is hitting the pit lane. Looks like Cliff Mullins is coming down. Trevor Trago, Ashton Sackwell, Daniel Llewellyn. So we get a handful of cars on the pit lane. Matt Benke also coming down, the Victoria's Secret Chevy.
Wesley Parker over the radio says he will be at a pit lane this time.
Parker's going to make it to 41.
He's still going to have another 2 stops himself after this.
On to the pit lane goes race leader Wes Parker. Check in on Jay Munch. He's hitting the pit lane. Clapper-Newell also headed down, and Andrew Beach. So that will complete the green flag cycle. So those were the last 4 to hit the pit lane. Wes Parker, Jay Munch, Clapper-Newell, and Beach running it dry after pitting on that first caution, getting a little bit of extra mileage out of those cars. Check in on Brad Wilson, who will take over the lead once he passes the cars on pit lane. Lucas Heusman will be behind him by about half a second. And Garrett Wolfenbarger. Good.
This is the part of the race where I totally trust Lucas to just settle down, stop seeing, bull in a china shop, and he's going to stick to that bottom lane, and I think he's going to get past. You're going to have a better chance at getting past the 51 of Brad Wilson this time around.
He definitely made up 2 tenths through 1 and 2. He's catching them up quick. Picks up another 10th there in 3.
Lucas looks like he's just doing a slightly better job of wrapping that white line.
I think he's pushing just to catch up and then wants to ride with him.
He's got Brad up the hill.
Picks up another half-tenth there. I think Blake Giglio back in the background. He's getting by the lap machine of Mike Edwards. Let's run through it after we've got our pit cycle complete. Brad Wilson is your leader. Lucas Hoytsman second. Garrett Wolfenbarger now third. Brantley Bryant fourth. Blake Giglio into the top five. Justin Sipes sixth. Bill Rivard is seventh. Corey Deal right behind him in eighth. Grant Harrell in ninth. And Travis Martin is your now top 10. Carson Bechtel 11th. Thomas Dill 12th. Trenton Sneed runs 13th. Cody Brown 14th. Wes Parker 15th. After staying out that long on those older tires, so he is now on the freshest set of tires, and he'll start moving to the front. Corey Deal gets by Bill Rivard, takes over the seventh spot. Back to our rundown. Trenton and Wes. So Wes goes around the outside on those fresher tires. Wes feels like Superman now that he has about 6 to 7 laps fresher tires and a lot of guys. Cody Brown 15th, Quinn Newton 16th, Gatlin Downey 17th, Dave Poisman 18th, Cody Cleaver 19th, and Kenneth Stout into the top 20. Jay Munch is 21st, Cliff Mullins 22nd, Trevor Chago 23rd, J.R. Deal 24th, Andrew Beach 25th, Jeremy Clapper Newell 26th, Ashton Tackwell 27th, Daniel Llewellyn 28th, Jack Marterson 29th, Will Ashbrenner is 30th, Matt Mankey 31st, Mike Edwards on pit road now 32nd, Scott Elston seems to have retired in 33rd. Banky and Edwards off the lead lap, so Mikey not even the first car, one lap down when he pit. So that's going to be a tough road for Mikey to get recovery.
I wonder if that 30-second hold for Michael was because he also added fuel to the car. That's about the only explanation I have for him being able to go this long. If you uncheck those fuel, tires, and fast repair, a 30-second or a 40-second hold can sometimes be reduced to a stop and go.
Yep.
So
very true.
Unfortunate to see that from the 14 machine, but this two-car battle for the lead is slowly becoming a three-car battle as the 32 of Garrett Wolfenbarger is inching his way into the picture.
I do believe Wilson and Hoytsma are kind of half racing, half saving, and Wolfenbarger is not saving at all. He has run them down to be back part of the battle, and now that he's caught him, I think he'll settle in and just ride for a bit.
That would be the smart thing to do, but I don't think he's going to do it at all. He's got a hell of a run on Lucas off the corner. Kind of stalls out here down the front stretch.
I think that was an intentional stall. No, he's going to look to that second lane, so maybe he's not wanting to settle in.
Can't quite get the momentum on corner exit. Lucas slamming the door as expected.
No, he wouldn't do something to the 32, would he?
Well, the 32 just shoved him down into turn 3, so let the audience be the judge of that one, but
there's no love lost here. What are you talking about?
No. Lucas up the track a lane now to aero block that 32.
I was going to say, he took the air off of Wolfenbarger there.
He can't lose sight of the 51, though. He can't start racing the cars behind.
Yeah.
And expect to keep up with the 51.
I think this time he kind of realized that down in 3 and 4, didn't run that middle groove. He went all the way to the bottom.
We have lost Michael Edwards to a upload packet loss.
So what you're saying is he pulled the cord.
He decided that, well, maybe not necessarily he decided, but I think being 5 laps down, we're certainly not going to see Michael Edwards come back.
Giglio running 5th in a lap machine of the 35 Matt Banky, and then 00 Sipes, 44 Corey Deal, Wes Parker 8th, Bill Rivard 9th. Travis Martin still hanging on to the top 10. Go ahead and run the splits so you can see your favorite drivers in case they're outside the top 20. Let that rotate through. With 33 cars starting, I did not have a long green flag run scheduled in my brain. How about you?
Honestly, it doesn't surprise me too much. Las Vegas is a wide track, and typically wide 1.5 miles can string out and go green in Sidewinder, but long green flag runs typically end in Sidewinder, usually with about 5 laps to go.
Fair enough. Wes Parker working on Corey Deal here. Move up to the 7th spot. Justin Sipes directly ahead for him. Has 5 lap fresher tires than that 00. I think Wes Parker's enjoying being on the offense right here.
I like this, even if they can't cut out a pit stop. Guys like Wes Parker are going to be on fresher tires for longer than the leaders. It's a strategy I always like to pull, is pit as late as possible instead of as early as possible. And you get the benefits for a longer period of time, even though the gains don't come in as large a chunks. You still get it for longer, and I think it's going to be beneficial to Wesley right here.
Ooh, very close between Sipes and Parker there.
Good on both of them for knowing where the corners of their race car are, or not knowing and trusting.
Or just dumb luck, you never know.
Wesley slamming the door on Sipes out of turn 2 there.
Speaking of knowing where the corners were, holy cow. Sipes just got his nose chopped off the same way he did at the West, so all's fair, I guess.
There's Wesley to the bottom and Banky up against the wall. You really see the difference on tires here. Even though Banky running the higher lane and getting more momentum, it's just not enough to match the 75 of Wesley Parker.
Door bang going into the corner. Wes Parker shoving the 35 up the hill.
He immediately apologized over the radio for it.
Now we wait for him to run down Blake Giglio in 5th. He only has 4 lap fresher tires than Blake, so we'll see if that changes how quickly he can catch somebody. There is Blake. Take a look back off the number 16 machine. If I can remember how. That's the front. There we go. That's why I need to name my cameras.
Just like you need to name your layers.
Yeah. You don't need to paint, but you do need to call the cameras. Sipes back there with Corey Deal and Matt Banky. Banky, of course, not on lead lap. Deal Rivard a little bit back behind them. I'm sort of waiting for that 75 to run down the 16.
The gap was 4 tenths between Blake and Wesley. It's now 2.5 tenths. So those tires, not as big of a deal when racing Blake Giglio here. Blake is really smart about sticking to the bottom and saving his stuff, so that doesn't surprise me too much.
Wilson's almost a full half second ahead of Lucas Weissman, who has Wolfenbarger hot on his tail. Then Brantley Bryant in 4th, about 1.3 seconds back. And Blake Giglio and Wes Parker, this battle is about a half second behind Bryant. And Justin Sipes in 7th, Corey Deal 8th, Bill Rivard in 9th. Those three all running fairly close to one another. And then Travis Martin in 10th, Carson Bechtel's 11th, Grant Harrell's 12th, Trenton Seed running 13th, Thomas Dilk 14th, Cody Brown in 15th, Jake Munch 16th, Gatlin Downey 17th, Cody Cleaver 18th, Quinn Newton right there in 19th. 3 cars under a blanket, just behind Jay Munch. And Dave Hoisman runs in 20th spot. This is our best battle on track by the numbers at the moment. Hang out here, watch a little bit of Gatlin Downey as he gets into the outside wall right in front of Cody Cleaver. Then goes to the middle line. Quinn's all the way at the bottom. 2 of Cleaver trying to run near the wall, about a lane off. Cleaver
gets into the wall,
brushes the wall corner exit. Quinn Newton's going to clear, and that kind of settles that battle for now. Let's see if we got anything else out there going on. It's like Kenneth Stout, Andrew Beach, and Jeremy Clapper Newell. That lineup just absolutely terrifies me. Would not want to be where Beach is right now.
I was going to say, I'm sure it terrifies Andrew Beach as well. Andrew with some abysmal luck to start this Sidewinder season. And I'm sure he's not thinking it's going to go much better being on the outside of Kenneth Stout.
And just ahead of Clapper Newell is a great place to be. Closing out on halfway, we do give away points at halfway. It'd be the end of lap 63. Go ahead, Mr. Travis Martin, making sure 63 is an important lap. Well played.
What a self-centered son of...
What a Hayden lull.
Oh, we got a 3-wide battle here with Blake Giglio.
Blake, Bryant, and Wes Parker. Fourth, fifth,
three
and
wide
sixth.
for a moment down the back straightaway.
Oh gosh!
What
Bryant.
a save to not wreck anybody. Oh my goodness.
Bryant with one of the best saves of the season. Stays off the 16's left rear and nobody died.
That could have gotten real bad real quick and taken out 3 top contenders.
What up, Zanetti? Welcome in. Closing in on halfway of this race. Looks like Brad Wilson's heading to a stage win here. Lucas Hoist was still 3/10 back. They did close in a bit, but not enough. I don't think they're going to get him on this final lap of the first half of the race. Points go out to the top 10. We get a playoff point for whoever wins the halfway stage. It's a rolling stage. We don't throw a yellow for it. So driver strategy stays in play. We don't ruin all the strategy.
Lucas Hoytman going to give it a shot by going all the way upstairs through 3 and 4.
And it might cost him second. We'll see. I think he'll get a good run off the top. There you go.
He does get the run, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to get to stage winner Brad Wilson.
Brad gets the 10 points. Lucas 9, Wolfenbarger 8, Giglio 7, Wes Parker 6, Brantley Bryant 5, Justin Sipes 4, Corey Dale 3, Bill Rivard 2, and Travis Martin picks up the final halfway point. Mark those down in your points, and we will get into the second half of this race.
Lucas seems to have decided it's time to go get some track position here as we
might as well use up the tires. Yes,
exactly. We are approaching the end of this fuel run.
About 8 laps away from most of these cars hitting the pit lane. I think he's trying to learn something for later too, to see kind of where he can put the pressure on, where Bradley's good. I think he's kind of going to school right now.
I think so too, but being on a slight tire disadvantage, we think, I'm not sure running the top here is going to be the best for him in 3 to 4 laps. Could be wrong. Lucas Hoytman's proved me wrong many a time.
Meanwhile, Blake Giglio is holding off Wes Parker. Parker cannot find a way past the 16 Ford.
Because of it, both of their gains on the leader have kind of stalled. Wes was about 3.2 back about 5 or 6 laps ago, and it's only up to 2.7. It's only a tenth a lap now. And Blake Giglio just slightly behind that. Ahead of Parker, slightly behind on the gaining the leader part.
Looking for more infield battles. Looks like still got this one going on between Catlin Downey, Cody Cleaver, and Quinn Newton. These guys have been going at it for a while now. Also have Trevor Trejo, Cliff Mullins. Cliff trying to get up into the top 20.
First car to pit road is going to be Dave Hoytsma.
79 peels off the track, hits the pit lane.
Oh, someone out of shape on the front stretch. That's Daniel Llewellyn, gathers it up. Good save, Daniel.
Hopping through, looking for any kind of fun going on. Looks like Grant Harrell in the 22 peels off.
Lucas got around Wilson.
He did while we were watching people pit.
New leader, Lucas Hoytsma.
Let's see if we can find where that went down. Real quick. Oh yeah, Wilson gets up by the wall, and I think he may have actually got the wall. And yep, he gets into the wall. Wilson a little too close to the fence. Allows Lucas Hoytsma through. Down the backstretch.
I think you can see that's kind of how even these two are right now. Is
really
Lucas,
all 3 of them.
Yeah. Lucas got a lead, and it's...
Here comes Wilson. Wilson to the pit lane.
Trying to catch Lucas out and get fresh tires and get back by him. We'll see if Lucas comes back to pit road this time.
Wolfenbarger dives down, as does Giglio. So 3 of them hitting the pit lane out of the top 5.
If Lucas can go another 3 or 4 laps, I absolutely would do that. I don't think he can, but if you can go 3 or 4 more, I absolutely would here.
Wesley can. Lucas can't, I don't think.
Justin Sipes to pit road this time, and I think, yeah, Lucas is going to have to. And indeed, here he comes.
He's going to get way out wide on entry. Look at that. Using up as much track as he could. That was probably a pretty good pit entry. I'm no rocket scientist, but I think that was good.
We'll see if maybe that pit entry and a good pit exit can make up the time that the 52 and the 51 are going to, and the 32 as well, are going to gain by pitting a lap earlier.
Well, still on track, Wes Parker, Carson Bechtel.
97 a little short in his box.
Big gap back to J Munch, Quinn Newton.
Oh, Cody Brown around on pit road.
What has happened to the 17? Oh, we can't see it all. There we go.
He just locks it up all by himself, like he almost missed his pit stall.
Shocking. Nuclear and shocking. Wes Parker still out there on track. Carson Bechtel second. J Munch, Cliff Mullins, Jeremy Clapper Newell, and really your whole top 11 still out there as well. Now Quinn Newton comes down. That'll leave 10 cars still to pit.
Brad Wilson back to pit road.
51. And he is in his box. I wonder if he picked up a penalty here. I'm going to assume that's why it was, because nothing else makes sense.
That's going to hand the effective race lead over to the 32 of Garrett Wolfenbarger, who does not have a huge lead over Hoytsma.
Well, you can see
so indeed, Hoytsma had a great pit entry, pit stop, and exit, and he's going to have a lap fresher tires.
You see Giglio not too far behind them as well.
And these are the two that had the incident last night at Kansas in our Wild Horse ARCA series. They got together on the last lap. Neither of them ended up winning the race. So Lucas, as we talked about, maybe he calmed down a little bit earlier, but now he's seeing that same car, and I think he might be seeing red again.
We'll see. We have about 40 laps to go, so we get this thing all figured out. 41 and a half.
Wesley Parker says he's going to bring that 75 machine to pit road this time.
And indeed, he is a man of his word.
Oh, he's out of shape, but he makes it to pit road speed.
32 laps, green flag run for Wes Parker on that run. J Munch stays out, and he will take over the race lead.
Blake Giglio's the fastest car here. Without a doubt, I think Blake Giglio's the fastest car here. He restarted shotgun on the field almost. Started this race shotgun on the field for sure. And he's up to third, only a second behind the effective race leader. That is impressive.
I was going to say, sir, third is Andrew Beach.
He's an effective third place.
Andrew Beach would like his third place while he has it. Thank you.
Oh, a caution for Andrew Beach right now would be an amazing thing.
Not really, since J Munch, Clapper Newell, and Andrew Beach are all on the pit lane. Wolfenbarger, Hoytsma, Giglio. Going to go and take over the top three now. Hoytsma all over the back bumper of Garrett Wolfenbarger. Blake Giglio has reeled them in.
Yeah, I think Lucas needs to stop. I don't want to say he's seeing red, even though I've said it a handful of times, but I think he's been way too preoccupied, and he hasn't settled down and been Lucas Hoytsma, and that is just let Blake Giglio catch all of them.
I think the top two are still trying to save a little bit, and Blake wanted to catch up before he started saving. Because if you get too far behind in your saving, then you can't ever catch up. So it's kind of better to catch up and then save.
I don't know. I've seen Blake heavily save on the front side of runs to really get a benefit on the later, and that's how he caught me up at Richmond last season when we had our battle for the win.
Wolfenbarger continues to lead. Check in now almost 5 seconds back at Giglio. This is Sipes. You see the 51 of Wilson to his inside. Wilson did indeed have a 40-second hold. And that car is now 30th. And he is 2 laps down, as is Brantley Bryant. But Bryant does not show a penalty on this pit stop, so maybe it happened last stop and missed it. 2 of the Shine cars having a rough time here after being so fast in practice and qualifying. Parker completes the pass on Sipes. He now has 5 lap fresher tires and Blake Giglio in third and 4.4 seconds to make up.
I think that's just too large of a gap. But something we might be slightly overlooking here is you don't need to go 32 laps on this stint.
No,
you
do
can
not.
absolutely break it up in half and push a little bit harder because you don't need to have speed at lap 32 because you're gonna pit.
You could even 2 tires and half tank of fuel.
That would be a risky move, but if you're Parker, Sipes, why not?
Probably won't handle well at all.
Oh, it'll be super loose.
May actually bring out a caution. Speaking of sideways, Wilson sliding up the hill, nearly tagged the wall, was able to keep it down. There is Sipes, Corey Deal. Things are kind of getting strung out. Trying to look for some action going on. Most of the battles are pretty spread out outside of our top 3. Those 3 are still right there to group together. And then you got Sipes, Corey Deal, Travis Martin, Bill Rivard. They're kind of near each other, but not like our leaders are. That's why we keep showing a lead battle. A lot of the other stuff's pretty spread out at this point. A few battles going on. Kenneth Stout and J Munch, for example. J Munch around the outside. Oh my god, he almost died. Kenneth Stout nearly took the back bumper off that 69 Toyota.
Kenneth Stout has been doing good this season in general. I want to shout it out while we still can.
Yeah, because that was almost too late. Let's see, the 91 Trevor Trago, the 2 of Cody Cleaver. That's a battle for 16th.
Lucas Hoytsma to the inside of Garrett Wolfenbarger for the race lead. Lucas, I don't think he's going to be too nice about this. He's going to rip to the outside. He's got the position on him.
If he can keep the nose there.
And he can. Got the momentum down the back. Wolfenbarger really giving him only a lane to work with down the backstretch. Hoytsma going to run the middle through 3 and 4 instead of going all the way to the wall.
Catching a lap car while we do this battle for the lead. Blake Giglio watching on from third. Hoytsma trying to complete the pass, and I think he will coming off the corner number 2.
Yeah, he went upstairs again, and he's going to clear the 32 down the backstretch. He saw Blake coming, and he decided to come take his track position while he still can.
So Lucas Hoytsma takes over the point. We've got about 40 laps to go, 41 at the line. Still got one more stop to go. We've been green since lap 5. Not to jinx things, but quite impressive. Trevor Trago does get around Cody Cleaver. And we're watching
Lucas Hoytsma last on pit road at lap 71. That puts it about 54 laps to go, which would break each run. If you're going to split it in half, and I don't think you will. I think you'll run just maybe a little bit longer. But splitting it in half would be 27 and 27 for Lucas Hoytsma. So around lap 98, 95 to 98, I think is when we'll start to see guys make that last pit stop. About 12 laps from now.
Travis Martin, Bill Rivard, 7th and 8th. One of our closer battles now.
And I'll tell you what, Wesley Parker, who was 4 seconds back, only 1.3 behind your race leader now.
And closing quickly. He is catching Giglio and Wolfenbarger. Here you see Quinn Newton, Trevor Trago, Gatlin Downey, Jay Munch, and Cody Cleaver. 5-car battle for 14th. Taking battles anywhere we can find them at this point. Kenneth Stout, Andrew Beach still going at it back here in 21st. Andrew Beach gets by on the outside. Ashton Tackwell, Daniel Llewellyn battle for 25th. Proof that we don't just show the leaders. Check back in up front. Giglio hounding Wolfenbarger. Cody Brown's lap 17 between the leader and second at this point, but Giglio keeping that pressure on the Shenandoah Shine car. Now Cody Brown right where Wolfenbarger wanted to be there in corner entry. That's going to help Blake Giglio get closer. You see Wes Parker, the white Toyota, just in the background. He is reeling in this group.
Blake couldn't quite go to the wall there on exit with the 17 being to his outside, and that slowed him up just a little bit, just enough, I think, to take away an opportunity at the 32 into turn 3. Lucas kind of getting away now, so Blake going to be a little eager to get by the 32 machine fairly quickly, but he just will not leave the bottom of the racetrack.
Watch the battle from on board the 75 of Wes Parker. You see Giglio running a little lower. Not able to get alongside Wolfenbarger.
Kenneth Stout and Zachary Margison sound like they made contact. Margison complaining over the radio.
Not Kenneth Stout.
I said to shout him out where we still could, and it looks like that was about my last opportunity.
Margison has gotten by Kenneth Stout. Top 4 nose to tail now. No lap traffic between them. Weissman's got a half second on Wolfenbarger and then a few tenths to Blake, a few tenths to Wes. Justin Sipes running 5th. Trying to make his way between the 9 and 83. A couple of lap machines. He's got Corey Deal not too far behind, and Bill Rivard, Travis Martin. Trenton Sneed is back into the top 10 running in 9th. Grant Harrell, last car in the top 10, trying to hold on to it. Carson Bechtel wants to take it away, and he has fresher tires. And it's a matter of time before the 59 takes control here.
All right, so I'm going to pose the question to you as we start to get closer and closer to that split in the run in half mark. How late do you wait to pit thinking there might be a yellow? Do you trust that there won't be and split it in half, or how many laps do you think we'll see these guys go past that halfway mark?
I'm always slow, so I'm running it dry. I run it dry and pray for the caution. Someone just hit the wall back there. That may have been Wilson. Wilson was slow off the corner. Saw a little smoke off of it. Seems to be going all right, but definitely saw it sideways and smoking a little bit. Could have been the caution that several people did not want. Bill Rivard, the 10s, decided to pit as early as he can. So the short pit.
The very front side of that window that I talked about.
Short pit going on for the 10. He's going to try to get on the freshest tires as soon as possible, then hold off everybody.
Wesley, never mind.
Wesley, never mind?
Well, I looked at the score pile and it said he was on pit road, and then I looked up and he was definitely not on pit road.
Yeah, it's the draw issue. If a car can't be drawn in, it shows them in the pits.
He is absolutely Parker absolutely hounding the back of Blake Giglio now.
Zaraya been lurking. Everyone having a decent time, it seems. Yes, so far.
So far, so good. One caution, lap 5.
The battle from like 11th to 18th is kind of nuts. I know we've been watching the front a lot, but you have Trevor Trago, Jay Munch, Dave Hoytsma, Quinn Newton, Cody Cleaver. As Dave comes to the pit lane, peels right out of the middle of that battle, brings his Labor 12 brakes to the pit lane, gets it woed down.
Wolfenbarger to pit road. He's going to try to catch Hoytsma out, and he's going to get it woed up just barely.
Oof, he smoked it onto the pit lane. Could we see the third Shenandoah Shine car also pick up a penalty? That would be crazy.
That would be some terrible luck. We'll see if Lucas Hoytsma decides to come to pit road this time, as he's right behind Kenneth Stout.
That's probably
maybe
a good time.
Want to give up, yeah, I was going to say, maybe he doesn't want to give up the time. And
nope.
No, he's going to stay out another couple laps. I like that, actually. He beat you to pit road. Own it. Run a couple laps longer. to have the fresher tires, like I talked about, for a longer period of time and run them back down. You know you're better. You can do it.
Is Dave back out on the track? Wolfenbarger makes his way back out on the track. See where he shakes out into traffic. Looks like he's going to come out 18th, just ahead of William Asherbrenner.
And the nice thing for him is he's got some clean air he can work with. It's a couple of seconds up to the next car.
He has one lap
Not
down.
stuck in traffic. He can run some laps of his own, try to get some time back here as Lucas Hoytsma again goes by pit road.
He really has to hope the caution does not come out. He is not only a lap down, he is not the first car a lap down, so he is in danger if that yellow comes out. That's the risk of short pitting.
Dave Hoytsma getting one of his laps back.
Blake and Wes make their way around Kenneth Stout. Lots of cars have hit the pit lane. Corey Deal, Travis Martin, Trenton Sneed, Carson Bechtel, Thomas Dill, Dave Hoytsma, Andrew Beach have all come down for their final stop. Matt Benke in that group as well. First car that is pit and back out is Wolfenbarger. He is currently now 16th. It's like Grant Harrell is pitting. 22 machine. Also see it stop from Clapper Newell in the 95.
Hoytsma to pit lane. Wesley Parker spins coming to pit lane. 75 car sideways. Locked him up. I think he got it down to pit road speed, so it's not going to be a double penalty for him, but just the time penalty from getting sideways.
Definitely not ideal. So Blake Giglio goes one lap longer than everybody. He's going to have to pit in the next lap or two. He's going to be very short on fuel.
Getting close to running it dry, yeah.
Other cars that haven't pit yet include Cody Cleaver, Quinn Newton, Cliff Mullins, Gallon Downey, Zach Marterson, Lucas Hoytsma. Now is on the pit lane. Got ready to say, like, it was showing me that he hadn't pit. I was like, hang on a minute.
We watched him come to pit road.
Yeah. Scoring monitor is failing me right now. It's like Cody Cleaver's hitting the pit lane. Cliff Mullins lost a lot of time there. Lost a couple seconds on that front stretch.
Blake Giglio again passes pit road. He's going to try to go a couple laps longer than Lucas even and do the same thing Lucas is trying to do to Garrett.
And then there will be no saving from Blake Giglio.
Blake Giglio over the radio said he will come to pit road this time.
He's getting passed by, I believe that is...
Oh, this isn't good for Blake. The 69 car right in front of him, slow, coming off of pit road. Luckily, it doesn't look like it affected him too much. Oh, he's really deep, but I think he made it down to pit road speed.
That was scary. So far, no penalties this cycle.
So now we watch the blend between Giglio and it'll be Wolfenbarger's the one we're going to want to watch out for. Wolfenbarger currently middle back straightaway. He's got about 2.5 seconds over Lucas Hoytsma.
My timing is doing really weird things to Blake right now. I don't know about yours.
Right, Blake Giglio leaving pit road now. Hoytsma goes by him at the same time.
Yeah, Wolfenbarger's already gone by.
Wolfenbarger exit at 2. Hoytsma gained a large chunk of time on him that last lap.
Looks like Blake's going to come out right around Corey Deal. Back in 10th. Now he has the freshest tires, and we'll see what he can do to climb his way up through there.
And there will be no saving from that 16 machine from here on out. He can push and try to make it to the front.
Cliff Mullins and Daniel Lawala, Quinn Newton all praying for that miracle caution. Still have not hit the pit lane. As we say that, Quinn Newton goes down to the pit lane. Cliff Mullins stays out another lap. Check in on Lawala. He's on the backstretch, getting passed by Wes Parker. Parker takes over the 5th spot.
All right, let's set the stage for you here. Garrett Wolfenbarger is your effective race leader. Cliff Mullins still has to make it.
3 wide for Blake Giglio. Blake
is going for it. There's no holding back, and he can't. as he is nearly 6 seconds behind Lucas Hoytsma.
Between Gatlin Downey and Travis Martin, just shoved the thread through the eye hole of that needle. Gatlin Downey completely sideways through turn number 2 and saves it.
And that 2.5 second gap we said was between Wolfenbarger and Hoytsma has nearly erased, as it's down to just a couple of tenths.
0.27 between Hoytsma and Wolfenbarger. Lucas right there on the back bumper of that Camaro.
I don't think this is going to be much of a fight at all.
Lucas has 4-lap fresher tires.
He's going to go to the top of the racetrack here to try to get around the 32. Faster line on fresher tires. He's going to have a hell of a run. Garrett
Here comes
slammed
the crossover.
The door.
Yep, knew that was coming. Lucas was waiting for that. He saw him back it up a little bit.
The run off the top is going to clear him into turn 1, though.
Lucas just backed it up, and he saw that coming all the way.
After last night, I think he predicted it even a corner in advance. He knew that's what was going to happen. And now the race is kind of between Blake Giglio and Lucas Hoytsma, I think. That is the battle and the gap to watch.
It's only 3-lap fresher tires for Blake.
And I don't think it's enough.
Mullins has finally hit the pit lane. Had to give up the dream of catching that caution.
Last time by, Lucas Hoytsma ran a 30.98, so essentially a 31-second lap. And Blake Giglio ran a 30.88, so only a tenth better. Although Blake is in traffic, but a tenth is nowhere near enough.
Tenth's definitely not going to get it done. He needs to make up about 4 tenths a lap, doesn't he? Pretty close to it.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, a little less. 2.5.
About 3.
Yeah.
We'll see what it was this time. Blake, in slightly cleaner traffic, ran a 30.87 to Lucas's 31.1. So there's 3 tenths.
So
but he's got to maintain that same advantage for the next 15 laps.
While working through traffic.
Yes.
He has got quite a lot of traffic ahead of him. 17 of Cody Brown, Margison all up ahead.
Lucas has the luxury of being able to save because he is the leader. That time by Hoytsma with a 31.2, Giglio with a 30.97. So only about 2 tenths, and that's not enough.
Trenton's uncle in the chat says he just needs to get within a few car lengths so he can wreck him too. Damn. Snead family not very fond of the Giglio machine these days. Hoytsma, Wolfenbarger, Wes Parker, and then Blake Giglio as he clears Margison.
Blake got 3 tenths that lap. It could be close. It's not over yet. But Blake still does have to get by 2 cars for position.
I was going to say, I think if they're first and second, maybe. But you got 2 cars on the lead lap between them. It's going to really fight to hold on to their spot. I don't think Blake can get there, but he's proven me wrong before.
It's going to be difficult.
Corey Deal 6th, Bill Rivard 7th. That battle pretty warm. Travis Martin's not too far behind there. You have Trevor Trago, Thomas Dill, Cody Cleaver.
Wes Parker slammed the door on Blake. Oh, they're going to wreck!
Blake Giglio.
Blake Giglio. Oh, no!
Well, I don't think Blake's going to catch him. Oh, Matt Benke with the Arca brake. There goes Trenton safely through.
Oh, my computer's not happy with this.
This changes everything.
This does change everything.
It's like Wes wanted to come up the hill and Blake was to his outside, and death. Absolute death. And a little bit of netcode, but absolute death.
Blake Giglio has disconnected.
Can Stout
it looks like
Benke gets in there.
Looks like Blake just tried to roll the top a little too close to Wes's right rear. And yeah, the netcode just kind of pulls him to the right.
And Matt Benke. Wait for it. Boom. Wow.
And you see the leaders coming down pit road. Obviously, enough laps on those tires, they're going to come down and use that final set.
Have to.
You absolutely have to.
Absolutely have to. See who's going to win this race off pit road as this changes up everything.
Well, he got within a few car lengths of Wes Parker, and there was indeed a wreck.
Looks like Lucas Hoyce is going to win the race off pit road.
Did Kenneth Stout take 2? Was that the 29 I saw off with him?
Kenneth Stout's not even on the lead lap.
Who did I see with him?
It was Kenneth Stout, but he's not on the lead lap.
I didn't think they were allowed to pit on the same lap.
They're not.
Yeah, well, good job, Kenneth. All right, well, now that we've got a chance, we've had a long green flag run that we said would end almost exactly this way.
Yep.
Let's get a word in with our race leader. Lucas Hoitzman, this is Hayden and Swiss up in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
Well, you've been up front for a large portion of this race. It looked like you were going to cruise to an easy victory. But unfortunately, we've got a late race yellow here. You've thrown on some tires. You think you can hold them off for 10 laps?
I hope so. This is probably exactly what he was hoping for in terms of getting revenge for last night, so we'll see what happens with that. But no, I feel pretty good. The short run hasn't been my greatest, so a little worried about that. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a good race here to the end. But man, I felt good on those long runs there. I was really hoping it was going to go green.
And yeah, that 32 machine is going to line up next to you on this restart. Any concerns there, or just hoping that you can get out away and it doesn't matter?
Well, he's raced me clean all night. I mean, no problems there. He even let me get back in line earlier, so that actually concerns me a lot more because I feel like he's waiting until the end. But who knows? I certainly wouldn't blame him if he wrecked me right here. It would be the perfect opportunity. But we'll see what, more power to him if he doesn't. But I definitely wouldn't blame him if he did.
All right, well, good luck. Hopefully you can hold him off. You've been kind of class of the field all night, you and Blake Giglio, but unfortunately, no 16 machine anymore. So good luck and see if you can bring home a win.
Thank you, sir. See ya.
Send him back to his team in low drag. Let's see if we can get in a really quick word with the 32 machine of Garrett Wolfenbarg. If we can just find him here. Let's pull him in. Hey, Garrett, this is Hayden up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
I know we're going to go green here really quickly, but you're going to have about 8 laps. Do you think you can get around the 97?
Man, I hope so. I mean, we've both been doing pretty good all night, and just really hoping that we can stay clean here and try to get a good finish unlike last night. So, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of worried there when he got past us, and I short pitted him, and he got around me, so I knew I was kind of screwed. And then that caution really helped, so hopefully we can go win this thing.
Yeah, and regarding last night, does that change what you might be willing to do here for a win tonight?
100%, sir.
All right, well, that is the number 32 of Garrett Wolfenbarger on Shenandoah. I'll pronounce it right one of these times. Shine.
Well, you heard
So
it's
that's
very much still in his mind from last night.
We'll kind of set the order here for you. Lucas Hoitzma took the top on this restart. Inside, number 32, Garrett Wolfenbarger. Sipes in third. Corey Deal with some pitch strategy up to the 4th position. Will Rivard, your top 5. Then Travis Martin, 6th. Trenton Sneed, 8th. Carson Bechtel, 9th. I think. This is looking weird. And Grant Harrell looks like he's actually scored 9th. And Cody Cleaver rounds out your top 10 for this 8-lap dash to the finish.
Well, here we go. Pace car is off. You have Wolfenbarger and Hoitzma leading them to the green. Hoitzma gets the jump. Wolfenbarger caught napping by a step there. He still hangs on to second. Sipes got a pretty good launch. He's going to try to take away third here. Clears Corey Deal. Hoitzma trying to disappear. Already has 2 cents going down into turn 1.
Great restart for the 97 of Lucas Hoitzman. He better run and hide because you heard it from him just a couple of moments ago. The 32 Garrett Wolfenbarger is willing to elevate what it takes to win this race. And Sipes in third, he's not going to go away either. He's been great on the short run.
So Bill Rivard get to the inside of Corey Deal and complete the pass, but then slide up the hill. Corey Deal right back to his inside as we wait for the leaders to get side by side. This battle for fourth going on pretty good. A couple Toyotas, and then the Ghost Man right behind in sixth.
Lucas Hoyt's still running away. Got a 2.5-tenth gap over Garrett Wolfenbarger. Sipes in third. Rivard up to fourth. Corey Deal hanging strong side by side with Travis Martin for fifth. Carson Bechtel waiting for one of them to open up a lane in seventh.
Yeah, it's actually Bill Rivard was battling Corey Deal, and Rivard powered by on the outside, and then Corey slid up the track, opened the door for the Ghost Fan on the inside, but Travis not able to get anything going on that inside lane. As there goes the 22. Grant Harrell off to the inside wall, sliding back up the hill. Hopefully he holds the brake and doesn't bring out our caution, and he does a good job of doing that.
Indeed, he stays on the apron, so we will stay green. This time by 5 laps to go. Hoytsma with a 2.5-tenth gap over Garrett Wolfenbarger still. Sipes not going anywhere. Rivard still in fourth. Corey Deal fifth.
Travis Martin under attack from Carson Bechtel, the 59 Toyota, trying to get track position here on the 63 of Travis Martin as we near the end of the race. You see smoke in the air. That's from the 22 as he went around back there on that backstretch.
And just like we see normally at the end of these races, Trenton Sneed, who's been back half with a top 15 all day, finds himself in 8th with 4 laps remaining.
Trevor Trago up into the top 10, and Cody Cleaver, last car in that top 10. Daddy Dave running 11th, a strong effort for the 79 team. A lot of good runs going tonight.
Good to see Dave get a running, not quite the top 10, but Dave is one of those that has just some terrible luck in SRL, so it's really good to see him running right there in 11th position.
Bechtel once again attacking the Ghost Man. See if he can clear, get up the track in front of this Ford Mustang. Travis Martin, see if he can look back to the inside for the crossover. Not there, and he's going to push Bechtel down the straightaway. And Bechtel takes over the 6th spot.
Trenton Sneed looking to maybe take advantage of that battle as nothing is changing up front. Still 2.5 tenths. However, they are both running away from Justin Sipes. Everyone mostly single file all the way back to looks like Joel Munchell back there.
Pretty big gap back to a car actually racing for position. Jay Munch battling Thomas Dilg for 15th. Jeremy Clapper Newell right there in 14th, so 3 cars going for the 14th spot. Corey Deal, Bill Rivard getting nice and cozy to one another. Corey going to try to roll the outside line here. Rivard drives it in pretty deep, keeps Corey Deal from getting to his outside.
Good to see Corey Deal running 5th, holding that 5th spot. Sorry.
Comes Lucas Weissman off turn number 4. He's going to see the white flag in the air as we're going to the final lap here at Las Vegas. And there it is, white flag in the air. Lucas Weissman holding off Garrett Wolfenbarger. Justin Sipes a distant third. Wolfenbarger probably so seething behind that helmet right now as those two had a history last night. And here he just can't do anything.
I would say Garrett is too far back to do anything, but we saw what Austin Dillon did. He's going to send it into turn 3, and no, he is not close enough at all. Lucas Hoytsma, dominant car all day, going to bring it off with turn number 4 and see the checkered flag at Las Vegas. He's going to cash it in, gets aces. Lucas Hoytsma gets the victory at Las Vegas. Garrett Wolfenbarger 2nd, Justin Sipes 3rd, Rivard and Corey Deal rounds out your top 5.
Carson Bechtel 6th, Travis Martin 7th, Trenton Sneed picks up the 8th, and Trevor Trago 9th, and Cody Cleaver does get that top 10. Daddy Dave 1 spot out in 11th, Quinn Newton 12th, Andrew Beach 13th, Clapper Newell 14th and didn't wreck anybody, Jay Munch 15th, Thomas Dilg 16th, Gatlin Downey 17th, Cliff Mullins 18th, Daniel Wallen 19th, and Margerson round out your top 20. Well, what a race.
Yeah, that was, we just like last week, it feels like we had a little bit of everything. Long green flag run and the classic trademarked late race caution here in Sidewinder, and yet it still goes to arguably the GOAT. Lucas Hoytsma gets redemption from last night, and he's going to burn it down on the front stretch.
Lucas Hoytsma, your winner here tonight in the SRL Arc Music Xfinity Series in that Sunny D Ford Mustang. Lucas, how good does it feel to bring home that win, especially after last night?
Honestly, bittersweet, because I feel bad for Garrett there. After last night, then he just couldn't get up to me, probably because of the dirty air and just how hard it is to build a run on those new tires. So, I I think the win was honestly kind of handed to me with that restart right there. There was really no way to get back to my bumper unless the tires wore off, but it's still awesome. Anytime I can win in these Xfinity cars, it feels good, because I'm not very good in them, but sometimes I get lucky, and tonight was one of those.
If I could be not very good the way you're not very good, I'd be set for life, my friend. Congrats on the win here. You got the Friends Family Sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yep, just shout out to Labor 12, 72 Brakes, CTC, you for doing the broadcasting, Travis, and everybody who puts this series on. Garrett and that whole team for racing me clean tonight. I appreciate them racing clean, even though what happened. And everybody else who ran tonight, it was a hell of a clean race.
10-4. Congrats on the win. Get on out of here. Don't spend too long on the Vegas Strip. You got another race to run tomorrow, and you got to, do a little admin and broadcasting. So let's keep it together. All right. Yeah. All right, but we'll go out there, have a little bit of fun, and then we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See ya.
So that not very good driver only leads Sidewinder Racing League in wins and championships. So no big deal there.
It's not very good. Let me tell you. That Lucas
No, not very good at all.
Just not very good. Let's go. Can you bring up Mr. Wolfenbarger, please?
There he is in the waiting room. Thank you, Mr. Wolfenbarger.
Hot damn. Gotta love that.
Well, Garrett, Hayden and Swiss in the booth, you got him?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, you certainly tried there. Had a good race, up front all night, battling for the lead and such.
Yeah.
Kind of walk me through your night, and what more did you need to get to Lucas there at the end?
I mean, all night I just started off strong, qualified up front. Knew me and Bradley and Brantley were going to be fast, so I'm just trying to manage their tires there and lifting early and just pretty much tire saving that whole race, trying to run middle 1 and 2 and bottom 3 and 4, and felt like the car was pretty strong. Knew Bradley had speed in front of us, thought maybe he could get us, and then unfortunately both my teammates got speeding penalties, so that was unfortunate. I'll have no help there at the end, but after that last restart, he just got me on the jump and just could never really get back up to him. I had no push from behind and kind of just stayed even 0.3 behind him. So just call it lucky that I kept it clean with him even though last night. So he's a good finish, but yeah, we'll take second and hopefully next week we get that win. Still waiting for one of these, so I need to get a win here during the week. We got one on Sunday, but I need to get one during one of these Cup or Xfinity or truck races, so I'm waiting here. But had a blast.
10-4. Congrats on a strong run tonight. Picking up the P2. You got the Friends Family Sponsor shout-outs for us tonight?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting, you and Hayden, so that was always nice. And everyone for filling this field. Had a big field tonight. 36 cars, so that's great. And Shenandoah Shine, my main sponsor. Apparently Brian for making my paint, all my teammates running, and yeah, had a blast. So hopefully we are talking to you next week.
10-4. Congrats on a strong run, and we'll see you tomorrow or Thursday or Friday or one of those days because you seem to be racing all the time now.
Oh, you'll see us tomorrow.
10-4. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck, bud.
Yep, thanks.
Slip him back in the waiting room, and let's go find Mr. Justin Sipes if he's hanging around.
He is. He's down there all by himself, so let's pull him up in here and give him...
He moved to the waiting room. Hi, Justin. You just confused the heck out of Hayden. He was trying to pull you up from where you were, then you moved to the waiting room like a good boy, and Hayden doesn't understand when people are good boys.
My bad.
Well, congrats on a strong third place run. What did you maybe need to go up there and battle with Lucas and Garrett Wolfenbarger?
Clean air, really. Short runs like that, you can't come from third, fourth, fifth back and make anything happen. They're just they got too much grip and too much good air. It really wasn't nothing we could do there. If I could have got a little bit better restart, maybe, like if he would have started on the bottom, possibly, but I mean, still probably not. I mean, best case scenario there's probably second. But for the day we had, I'll take it.
You still put on a really good show. You came from a little ways back to get up there, so I enjoyed watching your race. Congrats on a strong run. You got the Friends Family Sponsor shout-outs for us tonight, sir?
Just you guys, man. I appreciate y'all streaming this every week, and ready to come back next week.
10-4. We appreciate you, bud, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Justin Sipes and 00 brings it home third. Let's quickly run through our final results tonight. Take it away, Mr. Hayden.
Your race winner from Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas will certainly make it to the record books tonight for Lucas Hoytsma, picking up the win and extending his all-time wins advantage over Blake Giglio. Second, Garrett Wolfenbarger. Third, Justin Sipes. Fourth, Bill Rivard. Good to see him finish in the top 5, as well as Corey Deal. Carson Bechtel, 6th. Travis Martin, quiet night, but ends up 7th. Trenton Sneed, same, but in 8th. Trevor Trago, 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is that number 2 machine of Cody Cleaver.
Picking up an 11th place finish, Dave Hoytsma, strong run for him tonight. Quinn Newton gets a 12th, Andrew Beach 13th, Clapper Newell 14th on his return from vacation. Jay Munch picks up a 15th spot, Thomas Dilk 16th, Gatlin Downey 17th. Then you have Cliff Mullins, Daniel Wallen, and Zach Martinson rounding out your top 20.
21st is Ashton Tackwell, 22nd, William Asherbrenner in 23rd, the other Deal brother, J.R. Deal, and that ends your lead lap cars. First car one lap down is number 22 at Grant Harrell. You saw him heavily impact the inside wall with a couple of laps to go in this race. 25th is Cody Brown. 26th, Brad Wilson, after having a great car early on, just unfortunately could not recover from that, presumably a speeding penalty. His teammate, Brantley Bryant, brings it home 27th. He's the first car 2 laps down. Matt Banky, 28th. Kenneth Stout ends up 29th. And 30th, Wes Parker, after being involved in a late race incident.
And our last handful of cars, we have Blake Giglio 31st after that deal with Wes Parker. Then Mike Edwards 32nd. He had an issue with getting on pit road cleanly and ended up bailing out of the race as a result. Scott Helston finished in 33rd. Not sure what happened to his car. Never got a report from the 85 team. Jake Lawrence, we heard he wasn't really going to be able to get in here, but he showed up to show support, as did Tyler Barrett and Ian Montrose. Those cars not officially starting, but they were here to show a little support, so we appreciate them popping in. Thanks everyone who came out tonight. Thanks to all of you for watching this broadcast tonight. We appreciate you so very much. And Hayden, any final thoughts?
No, we just had a really great race tonight. Had an early caution that kind of set up some strategy, and it looked like it was gonna kind of all even out there at the end before that late race caution. But fast guys were up at the front, best car won it, and some great racing throughout the field throughout the entire night.
I tried to look at the Xfinity schedule, but apparently it's still showing the old one. It is meme week next week, and we're running Martinsville in these cars with a large field turnout. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, Travis has certainly got a sense of humor, because I just hope his patience matches his humor, because I think we're going to see a lot of pacing next week.
A lot of pacing. But the fun part is a lot of pacing will have a lot of faces, because everyone's supposed to put a random face on their hood. It's the meme face race, according to Travis Martin. So those of you that have your painters, get them busy. Slap some faces on those race car hoods, and we'll have a good time and see whose faces end up in which places.
As Travis said, the goal is to have faces plastered all over cars in the dankest, memeiest way possible. So that'll be fun to go through and highlight those paint schemes next week.
10-4. Well, thanks everyone for coming out tonight. We'll see you next week at Martinsville. Thank you very much and have a good night.